Alright, here's my 1 week video after being flooded. There was some dieback on the plants, but the Java moss and leaf fan are doing fantastic on the wood. This little piece came off. This area is a little thick with the leaf fan, so they're kind of crowded. I may have to do a trim, but our snails are doing a lot of trimming for me. They've made their own little beach. And you can see there's a mat from the leaf fan. They don't grow their taproot until they start looking like these little wide leaf. So I'm fertilizing with Flourish once a week, and I'm using the Great White to increase the beneficial fungi and bacteria for root growth, which in like the high flow areas, it is really working. Snails are doing great. No shrimp loss at all. Actually just had Mona shrimp over here. She just had a clutch she gave birth to. Snails are digging up my plants. The freshwater clams are breeding. And where is one of those eggs? I just saw it. There are these clear balls with a white center. And you can see where all that tall grass died back, but the original pots of dwarf hairgrass have stayed, so they'll all spread out. I've got about 3 rows here, and I've taken out some of the grass, and the snails and shrimp have eaten the grass, the dead grass. So they're slowly cleaning up. Now we've got a whole ton of snail eggs. They are breeding like crazy. Just all over. Even on the food pipe there, and one on the top right about here, a big one. So I've increased the humidity in the tank, closed off some air sources, but you know, we have fresh air coming in from the bubbler, and you can see the little bits of leaf fan floating around that the snails are working on. The shrimp love this hill. There's just so much surface area with the leaves that I just feed them lightly every day. A little bit of crab cuisine until I get the next bag, which should be soon, which will be specifically for shrimp. Algae wafers, which everything loves, and Bacter AE, which is a very fine powder of bacteria and other minerals and things that the shrimp love. I mean, you can see it's powder in there. And it floats around the tank, gets stuck to the plants. The shrimp go and clean all the plants off. Those are 3 males right there. There's a female. You can tell because she has the thick, let's see, can I do this? She has the thick saddle right up at the front. There's one of our sun-kissed. Where'd he go? There he is. So I've primarily got cherry cherry red, I don't know. Some are Bloody Mary because their body, their legs, interior organs are red, and their shells are red, and that's why they call them a Bloody Mary. And then you have your Sakura, which are red body, clear interior, from lack of a better word there. And then we have, let me see if I can find a good example of our Riley type shrimp. They are clear inside and have a, oh, there's one swimming right in the frame there. Nope, that's gold. That's a sun-kissed. There's a sun-kissed and a regular cherry Sakura. Oh, another sun-kissed. There's also 2 green jades in here. Strange note, our pH in our right out of our faucet has gone alkaline from where before it was nearly 7, a little bit acidic, 6.5 to 7, and now I'm getting up towards 8 on the alkalinity, which is okay, but it was getting too high, so I had to add some active substrate. Some of the pH down that I had for my Caridina shrimp. They like acidic water, where the Neocaridina, these cherry shrimp, like the alkaline water, and so do the snails. It's just a better setup. And all of this substrate is inert. All that seed grass died back just in a few days. But all these guys are cleaning it up pretty well. And this leaf fan, they never showed me when I bought it that it goes into, after its initial like dicot stage like this, the little round leaves, the 2 round leaves, that it starts just getting taller at that point and spreading out. But I gotta let the tank cycle, let things grow for a while, and then we're gonna do some definite aquascaping. And I said I wasn't going to buy anything else, but I have to buy a reverse osmosis filter, because the total dissolved solids coming out of the tap are around 300, 3 something, 350, 300, and that is 150 to start with, higher than what these shrimp are, what they like. But you never know where they were raised, what they're accustomed to, how many generations they were raised in, what pH, what TDS. They're all really strong. I bought them from Aquahuna. I tried to buy them from Flip Aquatics, but their website is constantly out of stock. So that's kind of a pain. I'd rather buy them, you know, born and bred American. Oh, this is a Pleco block over here. What a lot of people would call like a weekend feeder, but it gives them great calcium. Whenever they need calcium, they can just go right over to it. We've had, like I said, no losses in the tank. I know I had a high TDS, but I added the shrimp mineral to get the GH and the KH up real nice around 120, 150, or for both. They're in that range. And the shrimp are molting just right. I'm getting nice molts. The shrimp are cleaning them up. I'm not even having to pull them out of the tank. I'm gonna have to do more water changes here, because I did some experiments and testing on my water coming out of the tap, and I noticed it on the hose in the backyard. Whenever I would initially start the hose up, spray it at the ground and it foams. Well, that's what our water's doing from the city. So you let it run for like a minute or two, and then you start getting nice, clean, clear water. And that's where this, I don't know what this foam is. It's not a protein. It's not bacterial. I can skim it off. It goes away, but you know, I gotta do water changes. That's why I need to go reverse osmosis. And I was gonna go reverse osmosis deionized water, but those systems are just so expensive. And to do that for the one tank, I might as well invest in a full system for the house, not just a sink system. But yeah, clean my filter. Everything looked good. I see no visible algae growth yet, but the tank's cycling the natural way, the normal way. And they also say during the dry start, you add beneficial bacteria and fertilizers, and your tank will cycle during the dry start because of the wet soil. And then with the great white, I've got the right fungal and beneficial bacteria in the soil. So I think there's just nothing for the algae to really get a hold of. And maybe with my new water and dry start, there's no algae in the tank. Well, you can't really say that, because the algae will come in on the animals. They breathe the water, the algae's microscopic inside of them, and they bring it with them. So I don't know, we'll keep an eye out. And if I do start to see any kind of black hair algae or string algae, I'm just gonna go get a couple of mono shrimp. Everyone's really healthy, so I don't think they would take too much from the other cherry shrimp. And the cherry shrimp are breeding. Tank update week 1. Clams are happy and breeding. Snails are breeding out of control. None have hatched yet, which bothers me. I'm hoping this new humidity in the tank will fix that. And the shrimp are breeding. So we're on track, and it just needs a little cleanup. But give it a month, and I should have it looking really nice. Maybe I'll let the snails finish off their little beach area they're making here, and do something else, some kind of other plant. A little Bloody Mary. Juvenile male. That might be a juvenile female. Looks like it could be a saddle emerging. Oops. Yeah, I'm constantly netting out all the leaf fan that is getting kicked up by the snails. Alright, I'm making another video, and week two of the flood. This is week 3 of the total tank build.